All right. Hey, it's Pops, and this is going to be a completely different experience. We'll see how this goes, right? So, first things first, I've been collecting comic books for many, many years, seriously since 1989, but I've only recently started sending my stuff into CGC to get graded. So, this is my first really big issue where I have to actually send something back. So, I wanted to show you this. You can hopefully learn from my experience and make sure you're doing some due diligence on the front and back end. I noticed it when it popped up. I don't wait for them to get here to look at the grades and scores. So this is the book that I sent in and what I got back. I'll go ahead and get you a little shot of this. So you're going to watch the Hawkeye series. Here's what you're going to see. Kate Bishop. This is West Coast Avengers #1. Came back as a 9.6. That is not what our problem is. Nope, not at all. So let me flip this around here for you so you can see. It's kind of got a glare on it because of the way we're in the office. Pretty comic book, nice art. #1. There's our label. And if I can get it in focus. Not really. And it says the cover is Lauren Tsai. Right there. At an angle, maybe. Nope. It's so hard because their plastic reflects the light. So you can't really get a good shot right there. But this is not her work. This is a Renault variant cover. Right? So it's a completely different artist. So I have a conflict. So I have, this is the cover, but this is the artist. Confused Pops. That's what we got. So I did my due diligence. I tried to make sure I knew what I was talking about. I looked up the book on eBay. I looked up different comic websites, verified the other cover. I had to contact them. CGC was very nice. They actually took my phone call right away. Great customer service. He took down all the information. I kind of wrote it all down. I even pointed to the census. The census numbers didn't make sense. I think only one Renault cover had been graded, and there were no 9.6s listed. So I'm like, well, something's wrong. So how many of them are being put in the wrong category? I don't think we know. So I went ahead and got all the return information from them. So I'm going to send it back in. They said they're going to fix it at no charge. But so the point is, CGC is not perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. I mean, I got to be honest. I find a ton of stuff in there when I'm packing things up or when I was trying to do my thing. I've seen misspellings on some stuff, like somebody has like manually typed it in and they don't really, I don't know. If I was doing the quality control, I would be deleting out or modifying some of these typos. I find their search stuff is very difficult. So if you're looking for something, what was I just looking for? And it had a colon. Oh, well, like the All-Star Batman series is very difficult to find. Anything that involves like a colon. Oh, I know what it was. It was all the G.I. Joe. So G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. It was G.I. Space Joe, colon, a Real American Hero. It was so difficult and challenging to find the right series. And then I also have a Hasbro toy variant. So it was released for the 25th anniversary toy. So I have one of those comic books. So it didn't even come up that way. So it seems like in 2021, some of their searches, I think that you would want a search engine to pull up more information and then the user could select which one's out of that group. But it's sometimes so precise you can't get anything. Green Arrow Longbow Hunters was very difficult to come up. It has 3 different selections. So this is very common that I find things that I'm like, and then when it came up and it was graded and it shows the art, I went back to the census, because one of the reasons I sent it in rush was, well, I figured, well, there's not very many graded. If I can get it flipped and turned around, I didn't know if it'd come back in 9.8. It got pressed and cleaned. They did a fine job. Like I said, I don't see the tick mark. I don't see whatever it is that kept it from being an 8. I'd have to get my magnifying glass out and try to figure it out. It's a beautiful 9.6, because I've had some 6s where you can clearly see a couple of the little, they don't break color, but you can kind of see where some of the little marks are still in there or something like that. Didn't come out through cleaning and pressing. But if mine has a bad label, how many of the other ones have bad labels? So I think when you have variant covers, especially when it's artist specific, things like that, you need to be even more diligent than usual to make sure you're not only matching it up when you submit it, but that you're also checking that they didn't make a change or didn't get put into a different category, or that when you look at the label, it doesn't have information that is incorrect. I think there's a lot more information that should go on some of the labels. There are first appearances and key collecting type information about issues that are not listed. So you'll get an issue and you'll say, well, this is the appearance of this second-rate character that didn't matter when it came out in the let's say mid-90s, but now it's going to be included in this TV show. Another good example would be things that might show up in the new Suicide Squad, where they're pulling out obscure characters. So if you have some early Ratcatcher comic book, it may not even be listed. Some of them. So the point of the video was that, A, to make sure that you are in your books, learn from my mistakes. I got to send this thing back. So now I got to figure out, my goal was to have it posted and listed by the time the Hawkeye show came out. Now I don't know if I'm going to get it back in time. So check your labels, talk to CGC. They seem like they've had great customer service. I've had great customer service interaction with them. They've been wonderful to me. They try to talk you through how to do things. I've called about a couple other problems that I had or questions that I had. They're great. Good to work with. So let me know. Maybe you've had problems like this. Maybe you've seen issues with this. I don't know. We will never know how good their quality control is or isn't if we don't actually talk about these things and maybe compare some notes. So give me your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you like the video. I know it was a little weird shaking the camera around, but it was kind of like a quick notice thing where I was just I had it pop up. So see how it goes.